Hi everyone, it's me Mark and I'm here with
Tella.
And we are about to get into our self-defense video of this week. Over the last few videos we've been looking at catching kicks and certain techniques that you can use to either floor your opponent or counter your opponent. Today's video we're going to start to transition on from there and start to think about what happens if our kick was to get caught. So we got Talal here. Talal's going to throw a kick just like how we have been. So while you're watching, get into your stance, guard up, nice solid base, and start to get that rotation in your hip. You should have done your warm up and stretch video, so you should be nice and warm. Nice and warm.
We're gonna edit that out.
You should be nice and warm. Let's get straight into it. Let's go through some of the options first. So Talal will throw a kick. Cool. I've caught like this. Number one, is the catch tight or is it loose? If it's loose, gives you the opportunity to move your leg around, then you can slide your leg straight back out. Perfect. So that's option number one. Option number two, is it a tight grip? So from here, you can see Talal's a taller opponent. He's got his jab, he's got his cross or whatever. He can throw a few punches, hoping that this will loosen up the leg, and then he can pull his leg out. So those are two simple options. You can do them in any of the positions. So if it was the other side now, same again, it's loose, pull the leg straight out, cool. Again, it's a bit tighter, throw some punches, rock the head back, pull the leg straight out. Excellent, works very well. Now what if you catch it off the front? So if you remember some of the safety steps from the beginning, if you do a front kick or they catch in front and they don't move it off the center, what have you got? You can pull that leg back right into the body, or even higher, pull that leg back right into the face. So those are some of the things that in the earlier videos we tried to avoid. Now let's go through some more options. That kick comes, they've held it nice and tight, but you've realized that their hands are down. So they're not doing what I told you to do, is keeping their hand up. So from this position here, you've got those punches again, boom, 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 nothing's happening. They've taken them on the chin, they still got a nice tight grip. So from here, what you can do is you hop forward, so you get nice and close. Now from here, in the earlier videos, we talked about elbows and things like that. This is a position where you can also throw elbows. Elbows are very good when it comes to knocking out your opponent or cutting your opponent. So Talal can throw elbows, boom, right across the face, all sorts. But look how close he is. Now we are really engaged in combat. What Talal would do from here is grab my head. So he'll grab my head.
Like that?
Not like that.
Not like that.
Plumb, yeah. So from here now, I'm in a compromised position. The only two options I really have is to try and lift him and sweep him like we did when we do the catches, or to drop and then try and defend what we would call the clinch. Let's look at it again, so speed it up. That kick comes, he feels it tight, he's got the punches, he jumps in, grabs the head, cool. So from here, he's already thinking about how do I control this head. Works the same way for the other side. That kick comes, it's nice and tight, boom, 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 jumps in, few punches, he's got the nice clinch. Even if I go to sweep this leg, all he has to do is hop. I've missed, again, I've missed. So that's how he will stay balanced. The key to that is staying hooked onto the head. Now let's look at that position. Where Talal's hands are is what we call the crown. You're aiming for this part of the head. Talal's nice and tall. If I hang on his neck, he's strong, yeah? I can pretty much really pull, stand up strong. I can really pull, look, to the point where I can probably almost hang. That's how strong Talal is. Now imagine that's an adult. I could probably actually hang, take my feet off the floor. So why we hold the crown now, the crown is literally the peak of the head. If I just hold it with one hand, no, stand up straight. Stand up.
No, do that.
All right. Go on, stand up. No, stand up, straight.
Wait, let me get my form.
All right, so does he hear that? Yeah, he has to prepare himself. All to come on, stand up. Okay, cool. Stand up. Stand up. Up. So this is one hand. Two hands, I've got full control. So that is the difference between hanging on the neck and holding the crown. So watch again. Talal is holding the crown. From here it's very difficult. He's got full control of my head. Step to the side for me. So if he steps and he pulls my head with it, my body's gonna go. My old coach used to say, where the head goes, the body's gonna go. So now watch. I hold the crown. If I step to my right, his head will follow, his body will also follow. Step to my left, the same thing. It works, it's just mechanics. Now what separates whether it works well or not is about how tight you have your elbows together. If your elbows are loose, so you got one hand, cup it with the other hand, your elbows are loose, you can see he can slip out. All you have to do is bend his knees and he's out. If your elbows are tight, like having your forearms resting on his collarbone and then cupping the head, you can squeeze the elbows together, kind of like you've trapped his head, and you pull the head to your chest. You try and squeeze. You want to limit as much space as possible. Similar to like when we caught the kick. When we caught the kick, it's about closing the air pockets. It's the same thing when you hold the clinch, closing the air pockets. You see sometimes some people will do this, hold the neck like this, which is fine. They hold the neck, pulling down and stuff like that, but you haven't got the full grip. Whereas with what we call the full plum, you've got the crown of the head, arms on the collarbone, nice and tight, chin on top of the head. So now there's not really much room for them to go. This is where it will create opportunity for them to now defend the clinch. The average person on the road, they're not going to understand the clinch or how to defend. They're more likely just going to go for the body. So let's watch that again. The kick comes, cool, throw 1-2 punches, boom, boom, jump in close, grab the clinch. So now I'm going to have to let go. Already, we've done loads of pivoting during these videos. He wants to make sure his elbows are in, so he's got me nice and tight. So now it's very difficult. Already I can feel the strain on my spine. There's nowhere I can go. You can see he's over me. So he's putting a lot of weight on my neck. So if he steps out to his right and spins that leg backwards, you can see my head is gonna go. Now watch, if he steps out to his left and spins backwards, again it's gonna go. Now the trick to making sure the body goes with you is not trying to move the head. It's just moving your body with the head connected to your body. So for example, if I hold his head here and I step this way and I move my body, his body will go. If I step here and I try and do this, he can resist. It's going to be a bit more difficult. So resist. You see, he's going to resist. Whereas if I keep it to me, try and resist this, he can't resist it because he's connected to me. And I'm using my force to take his body with me. So that's the trick. Now, take your mind back to the previous videos about how you throw a kick. When I talk about defending with your hands, about how you catch a kick, also keeping your hands up. Now the last few times Talal's thrown a kick, I've kept my hands down. Watch the last time. He throws a kick, my hands down. Throws a couple punches, boom, 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 jumps in. He's got the full plum. Look, my hand is useless being there. So from here, the only options I have now is to hold on to his body. I at least want to get one hand. Try and get through the top, but he's got nice and tight. I can try and go for the leg. He just removes that leg. Now think about if he takes that same leg and drives a knee. Imagine if he goes for my face. So this hand is important. I'll show you why. Now my hand is up. He throws that kick, I catch. He throws a couple punches, boom, boom, boom. He goes for the clinch. Now look, my hand is here. As I drop straight away, I'm going to push up, which creates a nice little air pocket for at least one hand. I slide through. Now look, now we're going to fight for who's got the dominant position in the clinch. Right now it's me, because I'm on the inside. That was literally 1-for-1, 50-50. I pull his head, he's trying to pull my head, he can fight for it, I can throw my knees, I can drive my knees, and it becomes like a clinch war rather than you being dominated full stop down here, trying to go for a leg, catching knees in the chest, in the face. It'll be a long night.
Or a very short one.
Yeah, or a very short one. So let's go through the steps together. Just the clinch. So our guard is here. What we're aiming to do is slide to the back of the head and cup the crown. So I like to use my front side to start off with because it's closer. Slide, and then your base for this one, you actually go a bit more square, wide. So as I go in, I step with the back leg, capture, and I sit on it like I'm doing a squat. Like how I kind of imagine it is like dropping an anchor. So again, do it together. Go in, so where we're going in, face me for a second, where we're going in is in between someone's guard, not on the outside. Because like you saw, the last time I caught his kick and I left the hand up, he had to go around the outside to try and clinch. But if you go around the outside, look where his hands are. To defend the clinch, you go in through the middle. Now he's got the dominant position, he's on the inside, my head is trapped. So when we're practicing, we want to step into the inside, close it, sit on it, elbows tight. So you kind of got this with their head in between that position here. So go again, go in, step, and sit on it. Now, let's do it from when we catch a kick. So let's pretend we've caught a kick, boom. We've taken a couple punches or we've tried to avoid them, because remember we've got that lean where we can avoid it. They've jumped in for that catch. We make sure this hand is up. So as they've jumped in for that catch, straight away we drop, there's no delay. So what I mean by that is this. He throws a kick, let's say he jumps straight in for that, I drop straight away. Because I want to try and get as much as an advantage on the next stage of this tussle, no delays. If I delay, he jumps in, I delay, already he's starting to control me. Whereas if I drop quite quickly, I can go straight in and start working my way through the clinch. So again, we catch the kick, good, hands up. They've caught, they've threw a couple punches, we step back, they jump in for the clinch, we've dropped that leg, and we get that hand to the back of the head. This hand's on the outside. So we've got one hand on the outside, one hand on the inside. Now, let's look at how we come in for the inside. So, Talau's got his hands on the outside. I'm gonna pretend Talau's got his hands on the inside. I'm gonna pretend I have no hands to start off with. So we're here. Let's start off loose for me. Remember what I said, we want air pockets. So right now, he's got a loose clinch. What I wanna do is at least secure one hand first, just for stabilization. So if he moves, if he tries to step somewhere, I can kind of control my head rather than having my head dip. Having your head here is a no-no. Always think about catching a knee to your face. You don't want to do that. So you kind of stick your chest out, try and keep your chin up. Secure one hand. Even if you got one hand on the shoulder or on the back, at least you got one hand. It's better than no hands. The hand that's empty, you want to now feed it through the middle, not the outside. This is okay, it just becomes a 50-50 like tug of war, tussle. But if you want to get the dominant position, one hand through the middle, the other hand through the middle. So now you can see Talau's on the outside. He's now thinking through the steps. I want to keep my chin up. Yeah, I want to keep my chest up. So now he's not going to take any knees to the face. To stop, to now, he wants to run his hands through the middle. Good, one hand, good. And if you watch him, what he did was he dipped his shoulder a little bit just to give him a bit of momentum and to also streamline his shoulder and his hand together rather than trying to force it like this. He streamlined it. See the difference? So it's literally like that motion where we jab to the body or like we slip a punch, works the same way. Slip, come in on the inside, same for the other side. You can even bend your knees as well as you do it. And then Talal will go again. And then I'll go again. Excellent. So that's how we work the clinch. Now let's do that together. Our guard is up. We step in to get the clinch. Good, so we're in the middle now. They've come through the middle. Boom, we want to keep our chin up. So now we go through. Remember, get that shoulder in line with that center. So we want to go here. Dip that shoulder a little bit. Slide the hand under. Slide the hand under. So now we're in the middle. They come through. I'll turn again. Dip, come through. And again, they come through. Cool. I'll turn. Dip, come through. So we're weaving. Let's do it as if we've caught the kick. We caught the kick. We lean back for defense. Our hands nice and high. They've thrown a couple punches, just missed our nose. They've jumped in. They've caught us in the clinch. We've dropped the leg straight away. Before we even think about it, we've got the inside with one hand. We drop that shoulder, we step in, now we're on the inside. They go through, I'll turn again. Drop that shoulder, come through. Again, let's work it from the catching the kick. Caught the kick, good. Let's do the other side. Caught the kick, good. They've jumped in, remember this hand's nice and high. They've jumped in, we've got one hand. We drop, grab the back of the head. As we come through, drop that shoulder. We're now on the inside. Let's tighten it up now. Tighten it, get those elbows together, drop those legs. Nice anchor. So we're square. So remember, we were like this to start off with. We've come square, we've dropped. Let's move them. Keeping their head to our chest, chin on top of their head. We step out to the left, we spin backwards. We don't have to move our hands. Their body now has gone from here and it's turned here. Let's go the opposite way. We step out to the right, spin backwards, keeping that head tight to us. Again, their body's moved. Let's do that again together. We're gonna go straight in for the clinch now. Step in for the clinch, square up, anchor, close the elbows, step out to the left, move their body, step out to the right, spin backwards, move their body. Good, perfect. All right, so as you're practicing at home, warm yourself up. Go through the stages. Movements, high guard, long guard, your defenses, checking kicks. And when you go into parrying kicks, bring in that clinch. Good, drop that leg, work your hands through the middle, just weave your hands. And when you get the opportunity, you can even use a pillow. Hold that pillow close to you, top of the pillow, bring your elbows in. So you'd have that pillow squeezed. That's what you want, a nice squeezed pillow, head on top. That's someone's head. Step out, spin backwards, don't let them move. Don't open up, because remember I said, if you have air pockets equal opportunity. We want to limit opportunity in self-defense, and we want to create opportunities when it comes to us having the advantage. I've been Mark.
Talal.
Yeah, he's been.
Talal.
You can introduce yourself, you know.
No, alhamdulillah.
I've been Mark. He's been.
I've been Talal. You said.
I've been Mark.
I've been Talal.
And you've been great. I'll see you on the next one.